Hey guys, welcome back to another video upload from the Apex Predator Billiards Training Club. I am Apex Eleanor, your aspiring professional pool player and your pool instructor. Alright, and in today's video guys, we're going to be looking at a very interesting rack, and I'll say interesting rack because of a couple of things that we can learn from this rack here. Alright, so this is actually a rack from a tournament that I had played in a few years ago, and the matchup is going to be between a very good friend of mine, Maestro Consequence, and of course yours truly, Apex Elenio, where I was on a roll, like a couple of videos that I had posted earlier. I was actually on a roll. I was like about 6-0. We were racing to 10, and there were about 5 players. And of course, in this rack, we are going to be seeing a lot of cat and mouse being played. Of course, many times guys, we think that we can always learn from a break and run, but there's limited information that you can learn, or most of the time what you can learn from a break and run is mainly something that you're already aware of, and of course it can be something that you can already do. But from a rack that usually has a lot of twists and turns, there is things that you can learn to do, and you can learn things that you are not supposed to do. So in this video, we're going to be having a look at this matchup here between myself and my very good friend. Alright, so we're going to look at the break shot, and we're going to be assessing each player's thought process. We're going to be looking at, of course, the twist and the turns, what should have been done, what went wrong, what went right. Of course, both players both got an opportunity to run the rack several times during the game, but of course, I guess depending on the level, the skill level of the players, both myself and the opponent here, we weren't able to do it. But I think that you guys can learn a lot from this rack. So of course, if this is the first time here on the channel, consider smashing that subscribe button below guys, leaving me a like, of course leaving me a comment down below. Let's talk, let's chat, let's learn from each other, let's become a better pool player, and of course do not forget to share this out to your pool communities. Alright, so let's see if we can catch up with the rack. Of course, the break was done, and it was not so much of a productive break, but it was a break nevertheless. Of course, no balls were pocketed, and Maestro Consequence has the first choice of shots, so he has decided to play the solids. Of course, you can see that his first two shots were relatively easy, but this is where we see the first error made. Alright, he actually was trying to, I'm not sure if he was trying to play in between the 5 and the 1 that is down at the bottom rail here, or he was trying to bump the 5 so he could get some sort of shot on the 5 here. But first error here is that he has played himself out of position there. What could he have done? Of course, in my opinion, I thought that maybe he could have played the ball a little bit harder and try to do some sort of a breakout or develop the balls. But of course, the speed of the shot there definitely put him into that bind. He has decided to play some sort of containing shot here, but he has still left me with some sort of offensive opportunity. And of course, Apex Elenio, being the person I am, I'm not going to turn this opportunity down. So I'm going after the 14 ball straight up to the rail here. And of course, ooh, there, a miss shot. Now, although the rack, as you can look at it here guys, if you're watching carefully, it seems to be rather open, but of course it's just the layout of the rack. He has the 4 ball that is tagged between the 12 and the 9, which I believe he's trying to play position for now. Oh well, no, in fact he's not. He's actually playing position for the 6 that is really close to the 14. But that 4 ball only has maybe 2 pockets. After pocketing the 6 here, it's probably going to have 3 pockets. It will have a shot right there to where the 6 is being played, and I think that depending on the position that the cue ball lands in, he will have a shot in both side pockets here. But oh dear, he stroked that ball. I'm not sure what he was trying to do. I thought that maybe if he rolled and go forward and back out to the middle of the table, that would have been easier for him to get the 4 into the side. But I'm not sure why he played the shot so hard. So that would have been Maestro Consequence second blunder in this rock. He has left himself into the jaws of the pocket. But the good thing for him here though is that he has a natural angle that is taking him down to the bottom rail here. That would give him a good shot on the combination. But the shot is tough because he's in the jaws of the pocket. So he has to cue this shot really, really well. But there you see again, a third blunder. 2 blunders in 1 inning and 3 blunders overall in the rack already. Alright, so of course Apex LNU here has another opportunity. I missed my first shot, but now I am just going to try to pocket this 14 ball here. Oh, that was a nasty stroke on that shot, and clearly nothing good came from that there. Alright, nothing good came from that. Alright, so Maestro Consequence now. Let's see, he has the 4 ball that is near to the side rail here, but I guess he doesn't like the cut angle, so it seems as if he's playing some sort of defense here. But that defense, you can see the grimace on his face. That's not what he wanted. He literally wanted to leave me tough, and he was trying to maybe develop the balls down there, the 5 and the 1, into a better position. But now he has actually given me an open opportunity. And as I mentioned to you in the introduction of the video, guys, both players got an equal opportunity to clear the rack. So this, maybe you guys are watching and you'll be like, oh yes, I could have run this rack, maybe I wouldn't have missed that shot. But I can tell you, as you can hear, guys, it's really silent in the background. I was 6-0, alright, and Maestro Consequence here, of course, here he has his first opportunity, and there, that's his fourth blunder. Now I know that you guys are watching and you'll be like, these guys are amateurs, you're probably going to be clicking off the video. But as I mentioned to you guys, it's not so much about the blunder that is being made. It's just what we can learn from the mistakes of other players. That is how we become students of the game and students of our own game. It's not quick to criticize or to judge another player based on his inability, but it's to see what this player has done or what that player could have done in order to make the run easier. So of course, I'd be more than happy to see some comments down below about maybe what could have caused me to miss, or what could have caused my opponent to miss. What could we have done better? Maybe what decisions did we make wrong? So it's all a learning process. I post this video mainly not to highlight myself or the player or the opponent, but it's mainly to highlight some of the turning points during the game. I'm a much better player now, alright. I still do make mistakes, but of course it is a learning process for me here. Alright, so that was a bit of food for thought. So let's jump back into the rack here. After Maestro Consequence has made his 4th blunder in the same rack, I too have here made a positional blunder. So once again, I'm in a little bit of a bind here. I have to be careful. That's a nice cut shot there, but then again, due to the fact that at this point during the rack, it's all about shot making. But then right now, as we see it here, we are coming towards the end of the rack. Maestro Consequence has the 5 and the 1 ball down to the bottom rail. I don't think the 4 ball has a pocket, or if it does, it's just a half of a pocket. I have to be very careful here. Alright, I too am jacked up into the jaws of the pocket, so I need to make certain that even when I'm playing my shots, I still have to play with a level of defense. I can't just play a shot wildly and sell the game out. I have to prevent Maestro Consequence from getting on the combination. I know he has the 4 ball at this side of seam. See, he's going around to have a look to see if the 4 ball can pass. And usually when you see a player going around to have a look at a shot that seems a bit tricky, more than likely he doesn't have a clear pocket. You can see that right there, and then just by having a look, he's having a second look to see if maybe he lands in an area he could perhaps squeeze it past the 14, but that look on his face suggests the opposite. So yes, I missed that shot, but it is still not an open table. Master Consequence has to somehow create some sort of containment here, prevent me from an easy shot. Once the table is partially open, both players are more than capable of ending the rack. So we have to be careful here. So based on the setup here, he seems to be just kind of rolling the cue ball on top of the 5 here. Just got a little bit of a double kiss there though. But is it good? Is it good? I think it's good. He has blocked me from the ball that is at the bottom rail here. But he has still left me with a long, tough shot. Alright, so I'm getting down. If I can just roll this ball in though, just roll this ball nicely in, I should have some sort of shot onto the 9 into the side pocket. But I have to make the shot. So far I've missed 2 uncharacteristic shots, and that there is my 3rd shot. Missing that. Is it bad? Master Consequence has a look at the 4. The 12 ball has not landed badly though. It hasn't landed badly at all, because now I have blocked off one optional pocket, which is the bottom left. And he still does not have the combination. But I think he has some sort of cut onto the 4. It's a tough cut. The cue ball will come off the side rail. He may have to use a little bit of spin, maybe a bit of low spin here, or I'm not sure of the angle. So we're playing on an 8-foot table, guys, so we don't have a large room for error. So he's cutting it here, seems as if he's playing with a bit of top spin, maybe sliding down to the bottom rail here. Ooh, good shot, but he got a bit lucky and unfortunate at the same time. Good shot on the 4, but hitting the jaws of that side pocket there has destroyed his positional road. Had that ball gotten down to the bottom rail, it would have been game over. So Master Consequence has an option here. Alright, it's not much. I think he's gonna have to go for the tough cut. And a tough cut on this 1 ball, he will have to monitor the speed. If he can cut this 1 ball in and go 1, 2 rails and back down onto either side of the 5, that would be ideal. So let's have a look. He's down, he's going for the cut. But again, there you can see he jumped up on the stroke. So that could have contributed to him missing that shot. Clearly there's a lot of pressure. I believe I was 6-0 during this match. So a lot of the players I think they had lost their rack. I'm going to share some more racks from this match though, because there were some interesting racks that took place. And as I said, a lot of the times, guys, you can learn from the racks where you see a lot of mistakes being made by players. And I hope that you're getting some value. Of course, here you can see Apex Illinois has a clean shot. Now again, I have to get into position. Nicely done, nicely controlled here, and beautiful shot. Landed nicely into the positional area. I also have the angle that's going to lead me down to the 8. Now it is at this point now, guys, you must be saying to yourself, game is over. And as I said, guys, many of the times when you see a player stuck or players stuck at the amateur level, it is clearly fundamental errors like what you're about to see here. I'm not in the best of form, but it still doesn't warrant me missing that shot of that magnitude. That should have been game over. A nice roll shot there, just caressing the ball into the side pocket, should have ended the rack, and once again an uncharacteristic miss. But here He has some sort of angle on the 5. He need a bit more spin on that. He still has a look at the 1. He still has a look at the 1. It's a tough shot for his level, I'm assuming. But I think if I were in this position, I don't think I would have much of a choice but to go for the cut. And I think that if he cuts this ball cleanly, naturally, the cue ball is going to travel onto the left side of the 8. And with proper speed, he should be able to get position onto the 8. So let's see if he's going to go for the shot. Okay then, quite interesting, he decides to go for a safe. But I don't think that was the intent. I think he wanted to put that 1 ball to block the 12. So I think he has gotten himself into a bind. So right now I think I'm going to have to lock him up here. Because at this point I am in control of the rock. So if I can snooker him full behind the 12, I should really get him into. And that's a really great safety there. Really, really nice. He doesn't have a look. That was very tricky though, because had that 12 ball roll out just a little bit more, he would have had a clear look on that 1 and it would have been game over. Alright, so of course guys, chat, give me a chat, leave me a comment down below guys. Let me know at what point during the game maybe it is that you saw that I did something wrong. Clearly shots were missed by both opponents. There were a couple of opportunities presented to both players where they could have ended the rack. I missed an elementary shot. I missed about 3 shots in this rack at the amateur level or at the semi-amateur level. That more than likely is not going to be accepted. A lot of the times you're going to be punished. So I can tell you that, of course, missing shots, elementary shots, fundamental shots are definitely a downfall to a lot of the amateur players' game. And this is why the inconsistency. So you guys have to practice your ball pocketing and you have to practice your pattern play to be more effective with your runouts. Now, I have Maestro Consequence here in a little bit of a bind. Right? He has a tough shot here. I'm not sure if it's offensive. I don't know what I would do in this position guys. This is really tough. Maestro Consequence really and truly, by just attempting to play that safety and bringing that 1 into that position, he really closed the gate of the dungeon that he placed himself in. So now I'm not sure. He's really thinking. He's trying to construct something. I really don't see a way out here. But he's trying to think about something that makes sense. He doesn't have an offensive shot. There isn't enough cut space. There is pointing at that space. He's looking to see if maybe he could come off the rail and perhaps spin the 1 ball down into the bottom right. Maybe it could come off the side rail here and cut the ball straight down to the bottom left. It's tough. What would you do here guys? Let me know in the comments. Would you have ended up in this position? And if you ended up in this position, what would you have done? There's not much option here. He cannot create an intentional foul. So he has to make contact with the 1. The 12 ball is just lying into the center of the pocket there. Really, really tough. I think he's made a decision. I don't think it's going to be a good one. I think he tried to actually play some sort of shot. Frustration. It was a really good safety. Really, really good safety here. And that pretty much kind of just would spell the end of the rack. And here you're going to learn something guys. This is something that has happened to me many times in the past. It hasn't happened to me recently. And look at this. Crazy, crazy scratch. After such an opportunity. Crazy, 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 crazy scratch there. It is absolutely, you can hear everybody is like literally, they're shocked. But I can tell you from now, guys, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna justify the reason for that scratch. That should never have happened. Not at my level, and not at the level that I was at that point. This was a few years ago. But there you can see again, this is just where you get a bit too excited and you're not composed. And look at what's gonna happen to this player now. A scratch. This is the craziest end to a 8-ball wrap that I've ever seen in my entire career. This is not to judge the player, but this is clearly a mental error. You're very surprised, very shocked at your opponent making an unforeseen blunder, and then you did not take the time to actually assess your positional route. And this is how you cannot end a rack, and you cannot say that a match is over until that last ball has been pocketed. I truly walked away and I was very embarrassed. And when I saw that my opponent brought me back to the table, there. Now, the justification for that scratch, which should never have happened, is that I was trying to get too close to the 8-ball. All I had to do was just play the shot, one rail and come out. There you can see the players are having a discussion as it relates to what Maestro Consequence could have done. Certainly that was the incorrect route. The ideal route would have been to cut the ball into the corner and go side rail, and come into the zone for the 8-ball. But hopefully you guys learned something from this rack, guys, and I will see you next time in another tutorial session. Please like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to keep on practicing.
Take it to the next level.